you've been everywhere, all over the world, and now you're here for Booker T's Reality of Wrestling. How does it feel to be part of this company now?
It feels fantastic, man. The most important thing is it's a bunch of fresh opponents, a lot of new competition. So I think in order to strive and be better at this, you have to get in the ring and experience as many opponents as you can. And I think that I learned that the Row has some of the best competitors in Texas, so it was great to mix it up with some of them tonight.
For people that don't know ACH, can you give us a quick rundown of who ACH is?
If I can describe me with 4 characters, see, we'll go with Deadpool. I'll go with maybe Martin Lawrence from The Martin Show. Maybe Wayne Brady from Facial Expressions. I don't get it, I don't see it, but maybe we just don't even add it. Maybe that's just a bonus. Oh, well, then maybe we go with like, at times I could be a little DMX, times. And then maybe man, I'm just me, man. I don't need people to decide. I'm just me, man. That's who I am. I'm just happy, excited, just happy to be here, man. I think life's too short because you never know when it's going to end. So you got to enjoy every day while you can, man. Who cares?
How did you end up here in Houston, man? How did you get the call to come to Reality of Wrestling?
I drove.
That's one way to do it.
I drove.
Better than Greyhound, right?
I've been there, brother. San Antonio, Texas, all the way to Chicago for a tryout match with Dragon Gate USA at the time, and he literally gave me 60 seconds to get my stuff in. And I don't know if you can see this, but I got this little mark here because I did a little clothesline through the bottom rope, and I spit out and smacked my face on the guardrail, all in 60 seconds. But I've been trying to get here for about maybe 4 or 5 months now, and I contacted Steve DeMarco, Kevin. I even talked to Mark Henry. I talked to numerous of people. Let me pick that back up. But I talked to numerous of people, and I finally got in contact with Kevin, who's horrible at replying to things, but he replied when I needed him to, and that's the most important thing. And thus, I'm here, and everybody's basking in my glory.
I got one, ACH. Recently, there was an article put out, and you brought up the Defend Texas. So, for people who aren't familiar with your mantra about defending Texas, let people know what that means to you.
It's our home state. It's a pride thing. Everywhere I go, people always say that I'm prideful, and I always tell them, well, it's a Texas thing. It's not an arrogance, it's just a sense of comfort, of knowing where you come from and knowing what you represent whenever you leave Texas. And I feel like in the past couple of months, Texas has really caught a lot of attention and a lot of fire. And I feel that it's important as a Texas athlete and a Texas wrestler that I defend my home, because for years a lot of people said that you couldn't be successful being from here. And I think we're proving that all wrong when you look at guys like Masada, you have your Ricky Starks, you have your Sammys, your Barrett Browns. There's just a numerous of people, of guys that are breaking out and that are doing big things, and they all did it because they all started here and they all stayed here. And I think that it's important that we defend our home. And I am the captain of the vessel, and you too can join the Defend Texas movement.
Hey, talk to me about Wrestle Kingdom. You were on that show?
I don't know, man. I don't even know what you're talking about. You know what, man? A lot of people thought this Tiger the Dark was me. First of all, that is borderline racist. Secondly, it wasn't me. I believe it was Cedric Alexander or Amber Moon, a.k.a. Athena. And some people even say it was Cheeseburger. But it wasn't me. A lot of people say that we have the same butt size, but come on, I'm working with some heavy compartment back here. He ain't got nothing on me. Yeah, I Wrestle Kingdom. What? Come on, man. I was at home. Eating Burger King.
Yeah, must have been Cedric.
Yeah, it had to be Cedric. It wasn't me. I don't even know what you're talking about, man. What? Wrestle Kingdom. Man, I can't even get booked down the street, let alone Wrestle Kingdom? Come on, bro. Hey, do you have the time? And if you say Hammer Time, boy, I'll kill you. It never gets old. Legit, that's been going on for like 8 years.
Yeah, it's gonna keep going on.
You named some guys from Texas that are standouts in your eyes. If you get to the big dance, which is obviously just a matter of time in a lot of people's eyes, who are your kind of dream opponents, guys that you aspire to get in the ring with up there?
You know, it's crazy, man. When I look at the CWC and just the roster, I've already stepped in the ring with numerous of them. I mean, I've been in the ring with Kevin Owens, who was at the time Kevin Steen, AJ Styles. I was in the ring with Cedric Alexander numerous of times. I was able to step in the ring with TJ twice, I believe. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, So I feel like at this point, it's not necessarily a dream match. It's just more of a dream pay-per-view destination, if you will. To be able to like wrestle on an Unforgiven pay-per-view or No Mercy, even WrestleMania. I've never done any big shows like that before. So to wrestle on WrestleMania, it'll be great. It would be great to wrestle on Wrestle Kingdom.
In one day. You talked about that trip to Dragon Gate. A lot of fans, I don't think, really understand the struggle and the hustle that it takes to make some of these towns. Do you have any like really bad horror stories from the road that you can share?
You know what, man? I always try to make the most out of everything. A lot of people don't realize I was on that bus for 24 hours, and on the back of the bus, no pun intended, on the back of the bus, a lot of the people actually opened up, and we all started like sharing our stories. There were people like legit getting out of county, getting out of jail. There were people going to go visit their kids. Like the back of the bus became the party bus. Like everybody like just kind of like lumped in together and all became cool, and everybody was like having a good time. There's actually a guy that I met on the bus, and I swapped his number because when they all found out that I was a pro wrestler, they were all like, "Oh, that's awesome." And the dude was like, "Man," he was like, "Man, I believe in you." And I was like, "What?" He was like, "Man, like a lot of people don't chase their dreams. This is all real too." He's like, "A lot of people don't chase their dreams, man, and like, man, I want you to make something out of yourself." So I gave him his number, and like just randomly, he will call me and always ask me how I'm doing. Till this day, he will still call me and ask me how I'm doing, and I'm just like, "Oh man, I'm good, blah blah blah." And it was funny. One day he actually saw me on TV wrestling for another company, and he was just like, "Man, you're doing good. You're doing good for yourself." So he always keeps up bases, and he always checks up on me just randomly at times, whether it be like a year, 6 months, whatever. So that's really cool, man. I think that's the stuff that that keeps you human, because I feel like in wrestling sometimes we get lost in this world that our characters are. And when we leave here, some guys don't know how to turn it off. So what I try to do is I always try to be Albert and ACH as one, because whenever I step out the ring, I want people to see ACH, because I never want to have to feel like I have to put on a gimmick or a persona when I see people. I want people to see the same guy that they see in the ring, because to me it makes them feel more comfortable, and it makes me feel more comfortable, and then things come off more organic, and then things come off more natural. So those are the things that are important to me, and I feel like I'm a very sensitive dude, and it helps me connect with other people, and I'm easy to talk to and approach sometimes. But those are the things that keep you human. Those are the things that make me very humble and grateful for my opportunities that I receive in life. That was a mouthful. That was good, though. You just got to use all of this.
Oh, my God.